So, alright guys, we gotta get this one right. On three, we're gonna say welcome back to Extraordinary Thoughts Flowing in Mind. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to Extraordinary Mind.
And we back.
That'll work right there.
Yeah.
And we back. And we
Yeah.
back. And we back. And we back. And we
Y'all did y'all best. And
Thank
that's all
God.
that matters.
and we What's going on, everybody? It's that ordinary podcaster with the extraordinary thoughts that tells you to stop being great and be extraordinary. I'm your host, Demetrius Thickman, also known as Meech Speaks, and welcome back to another episode of Extraordinary Thoughts Flowing in Their Mind. Now, I really just want to just get on here this Friday, this episode right here, just to let y'all know that this episode was not supposed to happen. Like, it literally was not supposed to happen. And to be honest with you, I was going to take it down, but I honestly want to leave it up. So when you get a chance, go to my Instagram, look at my stories. And as you look through my stories, you're going to see a message that says, oh, well, no episode for today. And the reason why I didn't want to put an episode out is because I don't know what was going on. I don't know if I was just having a drought. I don't know if I was having a writer's block, but there was nothing. There was nothing. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to come up with an episode. I'm trying to figure out the best way to convey my thoughts. I'm trying to figure out the best way to deliver something. But the issue that I'm having is that no matter what I think of, I can't properly deliver it. So rather than give you a half-ass product, I just opted not to do an episode. But then I just sat there. I sat there in the bed and I'm just sitting back and I'm like, I'm not even tired. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake, but yet I ain't even got an episode out. I got time to lay in the bed and fuck off, but I ain't got time to drop this episode for some reason. You got time, but you better get up and you better go ahead and give them what they deserve. What you deserve. So with that being said, let's go ahead. I really don't have a strong topic. So let's just understand that I'm just unfucking a certain amount of things that have just transpired throughout this week. Just bear with me. I hope you can be able to catch whatever I'm dropping today. All right, so the first thing that I really feel like we definitely need to just get out there and we need to just unfuck is this idea of one of my biggest pet peeves is when I go up to somebody and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And they say, I'm just here. Or my favorite, living the dream. Or, another day, different day, same shit. Like, what the fuck is going on in your life that you wake up that early and have already given up? You see what I'm saying? Because this isn't something I'm having with somebody at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This isn't some shit. This isn't a conversation I'm having with somebody at the end of the workday. It's fucking 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. And you already have literally given up. I can't stand when I hear people say, just here. What the fuck does that mean? Are you stuck between purgatory or are you getting ready to transcend to the next plane? What the fuck is just here? You see what I'm saying? Is somebody forcing you to be here or something? I never understand that. Or somebody says living the dream. How far have you gotten in your life? And I promise you I have a point to this. But how far have you gotten in your life that you have forgotten why you even ended up in this situation? I don't give a fuck how bad I get fucked over. I don't give a fuck how bad the situation may get. I never forget those nights where I opened up the refrigerator and the only thing that was there was fucking hot dogs and we ain't have buns. I never forget my father walking out on me and telling me that I'm going to be the man of the house. I will never forget being a teenager buying groceries for the house because I knew we were fucking poor. I will never forget these things. I'll never forget when leadership fucked me over. And this is why I'm the type of leader that I am now. I will never forget why I'm so aggressive. You would never hear me say, just here. And my favorite one, living the dream. I don't know whose fucking dream you're living, but it can't be your own. If you have literally woken up and realized that you are no longer living your dream, then do yourself a favor and just get the fuck out. You see what I'm saying? Like if you wake up in the morning right now and you have saying to yourself, I'm living the dream, that tells me that you are literally everything's out of control. And I don't want this to be an aggressive rant, but at the same time, I'm living my dream. Like, no bullshit. Like, I'm living the dream. Like, when you driving to work, you should be living your dream. Like, you know what? Let's skip all the bullshit. Let's get straight to it. Does anybody not know what law of attraction is? Like, does anybody not know what law of attraction is? See, law of attraction is based off of the positive and negative thoughts that I have is going to determine the positive or negative actions that I receive within my life. You see what I'm saying? So to really put it in terms, if you think positive, you're going to receive positive. If you think negative, you're going to receive negative. But I need you to understand that law of attraction, law of attraction does not make you exempt from bad shit happening in your life. It does not make you exempt from that. What it does, though, is that because you already have that positive mental attitude coming into a situation, even if something bad were to happen, you would be able to handle it and be able to extract the good out of it. You know what? I give you a scenario. So every morning, there's two types of people. All right, you got a positive person, you got a negative person. The negative person, he done woke up and he done hit his alarm like 8 fucking times for snooze. By the time he gets up, he's already said, I hate my job. I hate the people that I work with. I wish, I want to quit X, Y, and Z. This person has already given up the opportunity to have a productive day with the negative thoughts that he's had. Now, I get it. Some of us aren't morning people. Some of us hate mornings. But what I really need you to understand is that it's one thing to not like mornings. And then there's another thing to just wake up and just not like the day, even though the day hasn't started. This person shuffles around the house, puts his shit on, and just gets in his car and just drives. Now, the positive person, on the other hand, I can't get a hold of that person because they already jumped up out of their bed. Whether they like their job or not, they done put their clothes on. They got their favorite music blasting. They got their cup of coffee. They ready to tackle the day, even if they don't like the job. You see what I'm saying? And I want you to understand that regardless of the situation, both parties don't like the job. But one of them right now is already saying that this job is not going to define them and this job will not have control over them. Now, they get to work. The positive person, he probably going up to people, hey, how you doing? What's going on? X, Y, and Z. When he walks into a room, he breathes life into the room. You see what I'm saying? It's like a Disney movie. Like if you heard my story earlier, I said that I'm a fucking vibe in human form. You see what I'm saying? When I walk into a room, I want to breathe fresh air into the room. Like it should feel like a window has opened when I walk into a room. Like I'm such a refreshing breeze. I'm so charismatic that it's not that I'm just so physically attracting that draws people in. It's just the vibe that I give off. That's the type of energy that you should be giving off every single morning. Now I get it. Life happens, but don't forget you happen in life. Now, the negative person, he walks in. And as he walks in, you see what I'm saying? Like he's already like, fuck this job. You know what? Fuck these people. I hate them. X, Y, and Z. Like, man, like we've all seen this person before. You know what I mean? Like you ask them to do something, they got some like extra shit to say. They in formation. You call their name and they're just like, yut, raw. Here, like your life sucks. Like I literally like you're not. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're not cool. You're not cool. In fact, only thing I'm wondering is that your life must suck that bad that you can't even put words together no more. These type of people, and I want you to understand this, and this is why I tell people so much to change your attitude, change your outlook on life, because not only does it have effect on your day, but it also has effect on other people's days as well. I'm going to just tell you right now, if you a negative person, like just because you hate your life, don't mean that I'm going to hate mine. Like just because you having a bad day does not mean that I have to have a bad day. And if you coming to me with all that negative ass energy, I'm going to tell you, get the fuck from around me. Like, I don't care how good you are at your job. And that's the thing is that a lot of negative people sometimes are good at their jobs. They're just not being challenged. A lot of negative people are good at their jobs. They just hate the leadership. But I don't give a fuck how good you are. I don't want to be in a bad mood. And I definitely don't want you to have to suck the positive energy out, because that's one thing that negative people tend to do. They suck the joy from you. Now, the positive person, once again, that positive person, positive people may not even be good at their jobs. And I need you to understand that. Like a positive person probably is not even good at their job. And it's okay. It's okay for them not to be good at their jobs, because there's such a fucking vibe that people still want them around because they encourage others. They're willing to learn. They trying to just, help other people get the job done. Now, once again, neither of these, I don't know what the fuck's going on with my vocabulary or my fucking enunciation, but we need to get this under control, guys. All right. I don't know why I'm stuttering. Anyways, neither party is better than the other. It's just one is just looking at the world in a different manner. So when you wake up every single morning, you say to yourself like, oh, I'm just here. Oh, I'm just living a dream. Oh, I'm just, working into the weekend. Keep in mind this. You got a job. Some people don't. Keep in mind, you got a house. Some people don't. Keep in mind, you got a car. For the longest, I used to have to catch the bus. And I don't know if who needs to hear this, but if you've ever caught the bus in the snow, it fucking sucks. Especially when you got to wait for the bus stop, moving around so you don't fucking freeze. But you got all of that. And I ain't trying to say that, to invalidate what's going on, but I am telling you to suck it the fuck up. Especially if you got that stimulus check. If you got a job and you got a stimulus check, hey, congratulations. That's the ultimate finesse. But moving on to the other gem that I had planned on dropping. All right, so the next gem that I really wanted to drop today was, and I really don't know who needs to hear this, but just because you look good in uniform does not make you a good leader. Like, just because you look good does not mean that you're good at your job. It does not mean that you are good with people. It does not mean that you are a good person, period. You just look good in uniform. Now, that one had actually been on my heart for like quite some time. And the reason why that it's actually been on my heart is for this simple reason right here, is that the military experience has always been around. But the thing about it is that now we are just started recording it. And I'm here for it. You see what I'm saying? I'm all here for it. Shout out to everybody that has been finally like just, capitalizing on the entire situation. Shout out to everybody. However, in our attempt to put our best foot forward, please understand that our best foot is our best foot, not our best looking foot. And some of y'all, and I don't know who need to hear this, you suck. You suck as a person. You suck as a leader. You suck as just training. You just look good. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes we tend to just lean towards the physical appearance than it does anything else. And I need everybody to understand this right here, is that I am not saying that your personal appearance, it does not matter. I am not saying that your physical appearance does not matter. But what I want you to understand is that, and before I jump into that, because I can't stress this enough, because you're looking at the person that literally will shame a out of shape Marine. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like, the one that only do like 2-3 pull-ups. Yeah, you about to get some pressure from me. The one that like, he's 20 something years old, but he's got a dad bod with no kids. Yeah, I'm his worst nightmare. So please understand, like, the one that like is disrespecting that $400 uniform that he's got on right now. Yeah, he's about to get some pressure. And lastly, the one that's just like, for some reason, he's just all discombobulated and it's like, camis or uniform of the day. Yeah, trust me, I understood. Pressure is getting applied. However, what I want you to understand about this episode is that appearance does not supersede functionality. Like, you still got to be able to walk the walk. Like, everybody just looking it, but nobody's walking it. And if you're listening to this and you feel like this applies to you, it probably does. Because you wouldn't feel that way if it didn't. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't feel that way if you didn't. And some Marine came up to me and was like, hey, Sergeant, your sleeves are looking real loose. Loose? Just like your grip on reality? Just like your grip on your Marines? Just like your grip on your personal life? And I don't mean to say it in a facetious manner, but I mean, we so caught up in trying to turn our covers into lethal fucking weapons that we ain't trying to make everybody else around us a lethal fucking weapon. Like, you trying to walk and act like you got killer instinct, but nobody else around you does. And I really don't want to just keep this really military oriented, but just because it glitter doesn't mean it's gold. Like, stop praising the person just because they look good. Stop praising something just because it looks good. Stop praising things just because of the sake that you're trying to impress others. And I'll give you a story before we move on to the next topic. When I first got to California, I had a Chrysler Sebring. 2000, was it 2012? No. 2010 Chrysler Sebring. No, 2007 Chrysler Sebring. That motherfucker had a lot of miles on it. And I mean, it was an '07 car, so like it only had '07 functionalities. But I loved that car. And guess what I didn't pay with that car? A fucking car note. But I allowed somebody to just like, like they said little slick shit here and there about the car. And because they said that stuff, it pressured me into buying a new car. But the thing about buying a new car is that it comes with a car note now. Now, I went from having an extra $400, $500 on me to having to pour that into my new car note. I say that for one reason right now. It's because I wish I never did that. And I say just because something ain't pretty, that don't mean that it's not useful. Just because it doesn't glister, it doesn't shine like everything else, don't mean that it's not good for you. Stop letting these people pressure you into being something that you're not. Stop trying to look a certain part, but you're not even capable of doing the basics. That car used to get me for all over the place. Drove that car across the country and back. Damn, I wish I would have had that car because I gave it to my brother. He ain't even take care of it. Now, moving on, and I feel like this is the final takeaway from this episode. And I know we've been all over the place with it, but I really want you to understand this right here. You a fucking vibe. You see what I'm saying? Like you good energy. And we always get so caught up in this whole idea that, they holding me back. They hating on me, X, Y, and Z. No. You holding yourself back. You hating on yourself. You the reason why you not successful. Like you dim your own shine. These motherfuckers ain't taking you serious because you don't want to take yourself serious. You're sporadic. Okay? And I feel like I'm the one that needs to let you know that because, me and you, we click. I'm your best friend. Like, get your shit together. Like, tighten up. And I don't say that in the sense because I don't get on my high horse and talk to you. I really flew in on Experience Airlines to let you know that you need to tighten it up because you really a whole fucking vibe. Like, you so powerful, like you don't even know it. Like earlier I made a joke, but I was dead ass serious. That your mama didn't carry you for 9 months. Go through all these X, Y, and Z hours of labor pains. Go back and forth on what they should name you. Educate, train, feed you for 18 years. Just for you to fucking dull your shine down for somebody else. Just for you to work and die. Just for you to fucking sit back in the second place position while everybody else around you gains first. You the fucking vibe. Stop playing around. Like if you gonna do anything this weekend, tighten the fuck up. Like I don't want to say become a better version of yourself. I don't want to say unfuck yourself. I don't want to say anything. I want to tell you tighten the fuck up. Like for real. Because Monday is fucking on. And you coming to get everything that they fucking they owe you. Stop playing with these people. You a vibe. You good energy. In fact, they intimidated by you. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but I know whoever need to hear this, I hope this message reaches you clearly. Because I almost didn't even do this episode. And I sat in my bed and I really sat there wide awake talking about we ain't gonna have no episode. But you ain't even sleep. Like this episode might come off a little aggressive, but I want you to understand, man, like you a fucking vibe. You good energy. You the energy that everybody talking about, but you will never realize that you the energy that everybody talk about because you searching for the energy that everybody is talking about. Tighten the fuck up. I'll see you Monday. Just like that, another extraordinary thought left this ordinary mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoyed making it. Stay tuned Mondays and Fridays. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Meech Speaks. Once again, that's Meech Speaks. Meech is spelled M-E-E-C-H. Don't forget to share this podcast, subscribe to this podcast, follow this podcast, pass this podcast to somebody, because this podcast was dedicated to helping everyone become a better version of themselves. Even though I don't know what that type of version is, I just know that you can be better. Lastly, don't forget to grab your copy of The Extraordinary Thought from the Ordinary Mind, available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. I think there's an electrical copy. You know what it is. Stay hungry, stay motivated. I'm out.